got ourselves Furious Spear over the team one with Adva, Anta, but dumb. We got ourselves Kraga first up versus the Demon Hunter BD, as the man is gonna go hitting him with a big old fracture erupted from the ground, slaying the demonic Urzul that does spawn in. Massive cleave onto Kragar, absolutely just piercing into the man's soul as he's trying to see if he can avoid him while the weapon is disarmed. Trying to see if he can get his warrior glaives back up and running. Big Hunt does get a charge into Kragar. Kragar may have to go full defensive. The man has not popped a cooldown. May need to though. Trying to see if he can survive without having to use defenses versus the Demon Hunter chasing after him with leaps and charges, not letting Demon Hunter go anywhere, making sure that the hunter becomes the hunted. As Kraga gets hit with the end fracture, does have a trigger for this one with a quick fear. Gonna be a demon walking over to BD, trying to see if he can blast him out. Is gonna be able to break him out of that fear, slaying the demon, catching up with demonic soul. Massive blade dance on Kraga with the fear to follow. Kraga does have a Zerk rage for this one. The demon hunter is at no health whatsoever. Needs to catch up on health, but the only way he can really catch up on health is by engaging in combat with Kraga. I think he's just gonna wait out until stuns are back up and available. Quick stun to Kragar, maybe can leech some souls off of him. He's gonna go for a bit of a blade dance. Stormbolt onto the demon as he goes in for imprison onto Kragar, with Kragar unable to really break out of it. Charged by the warrior BD at no health. Oh, he does get hit with a toss weapon. He got hit with a weapon throw. How often does that happen? That was so good looking. It's a big old battle axe just hits him. That was so good. As the monk is gonna be up next versus Kragar. I have no idea how to say the monk's name, so I'm not even gonna try. As Kragar got himself a little bit of a healing. Monk tried to give him an honor duel. Very honorable by this man. I really do appreciate it. Stormbolt, as Kraga gets hit with an incap, is going to be able to wait out. Has a Zerk Rage for later in case he needs to. Disarm to the monk. Cannot really stop a lot of the monk's kicks, but can prevent the Fist of Fury while disarmed. This is going to be the monk trying to see if he can ramp up some damage versus Kragar as the man leaping out of there. Just trying to avoid it. Using mobility in order to escape. Does not have a defensive for this one though. Locked down by the monk as he got himself Zuen. Him and Zuen both going down on the Kragar with a karma to follow. Does Kragar trying to see if he can fight through this? Definitely needs to heal. Fear onto the monk. Does have a trick in. Stormbolt to follow. Kragar may have. Oh, he fought through that karma. Still could go down right here. Pop to reflect. Reducing the damage of karma by like 20%. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage. Does Yasha give him a chance? Looks like Yasha's trying to deny him a chance. He doesn't want to give this guy opportunity. He's going to hit him with the Exorcism. Kragar does charge in though. Quick impending victory. Defensive stance immediately. Trying to see if he can tank up as much damage from the Paladin. Has the Trinket coming back up. Main use to Trinket it. Trinket, leap. Trying to see if he can get away. He knows the stun is coming up next. Does he reflect for this one? Oh, he does not. Stun. Oh, down he goes. If only the man had a reflect. Imagine if he got a reflect at the last second. To pop a reflect to get that stuff back into Yasha. Spear down onto the Paladin. Got himself a pretty big defensive to follow with an eye for an eye as well as a shield of vengeance. As Crick's trying to see if he can absolutely blast right through him. Blast through these defenses like they're nothing. Does the man have a shadow? He does not. Pop to reflect a little early, but he's just trying to see if he can walk away from Yasha. Does he have enough for an execute? Is going to trick out of that stun. Stormbolt to follow. Is it right here? Is that execute going to do it? Trying to see if he can chop right through the boy. Yasha got himself a little bit of healing, but those executes do come through. With Papa come back, going to be up next. Warrior does have plenty of defense to work with here. I don't know if he has much to work with versus Bleeds, but he's immediately going to go for Fear versus Papa. He's got a little Illidari Pepe on his head. This is going to be that eye for now really early on for Crix as Papa just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Trying not to really take a lot of damage from the Arms Warrior, which is quite a bit of damage. Sharpened Blade with the Executes to follow. Craigs does not really care for the Thorns. It's going to be a Stormbolt onto Papa. Doesn't have a Barskin. Is it going to be enough though? May not be enough. Blaze Storm right after. Papa trying to go for a little bit of recovery. Big bite onto Craigs. Got himself Bear Form. Got himself a bit of defense as Craigs got himself a bit of a rallying cry to bolster his overall health just to give him a bit of a buffer to work with. Does the Warrior stay in? He's just going back in there. He just keeps getting blood up and he keeps going back in there. Parry up and running. Has a charge to follow. Root right after. Doesn't set that root for long at all. It's a Stormbolt to the Papa. Is it enough though? Oh my god. Catching up a heal at the very last second. He has a parry for just a second no longer. Papa. Oh, no heal whatsoever with Kriegs catching that kill at the very end of the day. Do you see an Arms Warriors do this that often? I guess the Feral Druid, normally it's a man walking through the jungles of Sagathorn and a jungle cat pounces him. So the man almost never gets a chance to fight. And Jesus is going to be up next. Does not really want to give Crix an opportunity to go for a complete recovery here. Is going to pressure him, trying to see if he can maybe get himself maybe a comeback of his own before dampening gets super high. Stun into Crix. Got himself the big grippy hand. Stormbolt onto Jesus. Is going to give him the DR against magic damage with Advo. Jesus is going to take a lot of physical damage from this pets. The Tyrant is going to be deadly. And he can maybe AMS it. But that physical damage from all these pets is going to be brutal. Jesus trinkets out at no help whatsoever, maybe in a lot of trouble. Try to see if he can fight through the demons, but the army just coalesces around you. And Adva got some damage of his own too. My goodness, man. That's what it is. We got ourselves direct access as a Death Knight, gonna be unholy versus Jesus, as both of these boys are gonna be up and running with all of the ghouls, all of the abominations coalescing down the middle. Dome coming down from both of the Death Knight as Dax does not have a trinket. Did use a trinket, isn't his orc racial intro blast on Jesus. It looks like he's doing quite a bit more damage than Jesus is. Jesus may be a bit behind. Stone in the Dark does not have an out. Actually does have an ABF. Jesus may be going down. Oh, Dalaran did end up blasting him out completely. As the two unholies met in the center, with the monk gonna be up next, trying to see if he can roll over to Derek. Lex Cube, not much you can really do. That's a lot of physical damage for him to fight through. Death Knights are generally not that great against pure physical damage. That Fist of Fury locking it down with the touch of death, not giving him much to work with. Got himself big damage versus Monk. Monk got himself lots of defense though. The Karma together with the defense magic as well as the one looks like a 4-brew. I mean, the guy is tanked up and he's still taking a lot of damage. By the way, the reason I call him Monk is because I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I'm not even going to attempt to. Unio may be in a bit of trouble with that defensive fury, but not really. As Unio charging back out. I did like I said, the fact that you're missing the robe, it's kind of so, those pants just look so weird to me. Clothy pants, man. Gonna be a big execute by Unio. Does end up taking him out with BD. Gonna be up next as a Demon Hunter, charging him, putting all the bleeds onto Unio. Into an Ibium to follow. Unio maybe in a bit of trouble, does not have a lot of defense to work with. It's going to be battle match stricken with a rallying cry. He's borrowing a lot of health just to survive this. Eventually the bar of health is going to catch up with him and he's going to lose all of it. Can he catch up in health right now? Needs to heal. Oh, it looks like one of those barred health elements, maybe the rallying cry, did fade the last second as a glaive toss came in, slicing the boy open. Not much you can really do in that situation. Cracker going to be up next. Stormbolt on the BG. As the man trinkets out of it, backing up out of it, imprison himself. Oh my goodness, what a reflect for Krager. But that imprison also did give him an immunity for a second. Stun, big damage, big blades to the BD, does activate another walk, but I don't know if he can really walk much further. The man may be falling instead of walking in just a moment here. Big blades is still rotting him down, maybe in trouble. What is this, a Fury Warrior or a Feral Druid? What are these bleeds? The man is still under a ton of pressure, still bleeding out profusely, does still want to glaive, hope and praying for a demon to spawn in from the twisting nether, from the theater of pain. Stone to Krager, try to go for a hunt. Not much you can do in that case, yeah. That's unfortunate, man. The hunt was his last ditch effort. Blind onto Krager as Yasha blasting him out. Final reg, big hammer to follow, massive damage onto the Fury Warrior. The man is popping big defenses. Is it enough though? Just trying to see if he can walk away from Yasha. The man is under a ton of threat, ton of pressure. Stun, is it enough damage here? Does get the exorcism. That's gonna put quite a hefty dot onto Krager. Does try to see if he counteract him versus Yasha. Is it enough? The bubble comes out. Oh, taking him out with 1 health left in the tank. All he needs is just 1. Copy? I want to call it Copy. Gonna be up next. Stone to follow versus Yasha. No way out of it. War Stop right after. Blade of Justice taking him out. Dustin. Arms Warrior gonna be up next. I love that name. Gut Dustin. He's gonna dust these boys out of here. Let's Copy. Try to see if he can get out of there. Into a big old spear. Blaze Storm to follow as Dustin. Blasting him out. May have him in execute range. I think he may just have him. Big layered hands. Oh, slamming on the big old executey. Oh my goodness, with AoE gonna be up next. Got himself a bit of a heal as the bite comes through. Just absolutely just blasts out of the health out of the way. It's over. There's not much you can do in that case, yeah. I was hoping maybe the Warrior would be able to squeak out a victory. He did really well though. Lived it probably pretty good. This is probably good. Just about everybody got to play this game too. I love seeing stuff like this. Let's go, boys. This got us as another go in here, yeah.